How many of you guys remember Zelda Link to the Past? How many of you guys actually grew up playing this game like I did? This was a fucking great game, guys. I'm gonna do a little bit of a let's play here, but let's talk about Zelda, and I'm gonna play it a little bit. This game has dear memories in my childhood. I must have spent, I don't know, months. It seems like years playing this game. Could have been, months. I'm not quite sure. Let's just pick a quick name here. But I spent a lot of time playing this game, and I played the one prior to this that was on the NES. So I knew a lot about the genre, and I think I beat that game, or came close to beating it at least. And this game, picks up where that one left off. They all kind of pick up, all the Zeldas, pick up where the last one left off. And that's what I like about Zelda games. They incorporated a lot of the characters, a lot of the storyline in the game throughout their series and throughout major game platform or game system changes. So like there was a big drastic change from like Super Nintendo to N64 where you had 3D graphics for the first time as opposed to like side scrollers and more of like a top-down, almost 3D top-down RPG style feel like that we have here in this game. So there was major changes in these games, and they really incorporated a lot of the characters and stayed true to the theme, and I just love Zelda because of that, for that reason alone. But this game, jeez, so much memories, so much things that this game brings back in my memory. I remember starting this off and running around like a noob trying to figure out where to go, because we have to go to the castle here, and trying to figure out how to get into that castle was an event. Alright, so I must have spent, I don't know, maybe days trying to figure out how to get into this castle. Okay guys, back when these games first came out, Super Nintendo, Nintendo games, we didn't really have game guides, we didn't have the internet, we were left to figure out these games for ourselves. And if we had a friend that had the game, we were lucky to figure out how to do these missions, or how to figure out what to do. And a lot of the stuff was new to us, like picking up grass, for example, was like mind-blowing, because you don't know what these games are capable of. Gaming was like new at the time to us, and every little thing that they added was like mind-blowing, because we had no idea like you could pick up grass, move blocks around and do all the stuff that game logic does nowadays that you're accustomed to and you're used to. And I mean, you can go on YouTube and figure this kind of stuff out, but at the time we had to figure this stuff out on our own, and we were lucky if somebody had a game guide that said what to do. And it took me forever to find this hole. Okay, this is the secret hole into Hyrule Castle here. Look at this on the map here. So it's like a little back door, little secret passageway into the castle. It took me forever to figure this out. Oh my god. And then you fall down here, and I wasn't sure. When I did actually find it, I didn't even want to jump into there, because it's like a black hole, and you're thinking, what if I die? You don't really know. But I ended up jumping in, and then you're like, nice, and then you finally get the sword. Alright, you finally get a sword, you finally get a weapon, and you're like, holy, okay. And then, the game starts. And it's kind of funny because, in this game, you end up saving Zelda right off the start. Alright, so you end up saving Zelda. There's a lot of trolls in this game, so you're kind of thinking, you save Zelda and you're like, oh, that's it? I beat the game? And you think, oh, there's not too much left to this game. Really, there's like so much dimensions to this game. There is literally dimensions in this game. There's the whole the hourglass thing where you can, I can't remember exactly what it's called, but you can look through it and see the world in different dimensions basically. As well as there's other cool features that I always enjoyed about Zelda, like the glass bottles, You know, that was a huge thing. Being able to store stuff in a bottle. I don't know why, like putting a fairy into a bottle was just, you know, mind-blowing for the time period. But a lot of this stuff, you know, did come from the original NES Zelda game, but this game brought it to a whole new level and did stuff that, you know, the first one just didn't do. But it stayed true to the first one. But you didn't know that, you know, going into this game. You didn't know what you were doing. Excuse me. And like I said, you know, figuring out the game logic. Like, we had no idea what the game logic was, what these games were capable of doing. There was always a new game adding a different dimension to, you know, these games, different elements to these games, different puzzles, whatever game you were playing, you know, just different aspects of the game. And each time they added something, it was a major game-changing, game-breaking thing where it's like, wow, you know, these games could actually do this. We had no idea. So, you know, that's half of the beauty of playing these games when they first came out like this, is, you know, figuring this stuff out for the first time. And it's not like nowadays where you're swamped with so many games. You know, you could play any game you want, and you know, you never really master or feel that same sense of gratitude that you did during this time period of when, you know, games first came out. And Zelda, of course, you know, set the standards for all the RPG games basically that followed. So every RPG game that ever existed pretty much started because of Zelda. And you know, we never probably will see games like this with this 2D top-down style, almost like a 3D kind of a feel to it, kind of a game. We probably won't ever see these again. These games are actually really hard to make compared to a first-person shooter, for example, and there is a lot going on in it. And you know, more than meets the eye. You know, you think that these games are like simple little games to make, but actually they're not. They're really difficult to make. First-person shooters are a lot, you know, less complicated than, you know, making these. Of course, unless of course you're making a really complicated first-person shooter. But you know, majority of the first-person shooters are, you know, essentially the same game, just reskinned, a little bit of different variables switched up in here. So here's the part where we finally meet Zelda. Let's pull out a weapon. How do I pull out a weapon again? Hey, I thought that was the button. How come? Oh, okay. This guy right here, I remember him killing me so many times. Oh shit, I'm almost dead. Look at this, guys. I gotta focus in on this. There we go. And I remember I thought I beat the game here, because if you played the first one, you know, you save Zelda at the end, and you don't realize, like, I must have probably spent months before I even got to this point, so I thought I literally beat the game, and I was like all excited, alright, and you think, okay, all you gotta do is bring her to whatever point and you beat the game, but no, the game is just starting, guys. Such trolls in these Zelda games. I think it was probably, you know, one of the first games that really came out with these hardcore trolls. There's trolls throughout this whole game. And I think, you know, some of the later Zeldas incorporated a lot of those trolls, which I'll try to point out if we get to some of these, the trolls that are within this game. Okay, so I got my boomerang, and I think we just gotta backtrack here. Yeah, we gotta backtrack. It's been so long since I played this game. I briefly, you know, obviously tested it a little bit. But it's been a long time. I must have beat this game probably maybe 3 times, 2 times. Let's go up this way. And we'll go up here. Yeah, so this is like a series that I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna just like briefly, you know, try to recap these games, my emotions, you know, because a lot of these games, like I said, holy shit, you know, they're really dear to me. They got special places in my heart where, you know, I spent hours playing these games, and I know a lot of you guys did too. And a lot of you guys that, you know, go and type in these old school games, you guys just kind of want to go and relive a little bit of that moment of what you felt, because you'll never be able to get that back. What you felt at that time period, you know, playing this game or some other old school retro game, you know, you'll never get that exact feeling back. And that's, you know, what I'm trying to do here with some of the videos. I'm trying to relive some of those moments, you know, at least in my head here. I know that's what we all do. We all, you know, go on YouTube, type in a game that we used to love, and then we're kind of sad afterwards because it's like, oh, the memories. It's all about the memories. Alright, so here's the part 2. Okay, so you get to this room, and this dialogue here pops up, and it tells you, do you have a light? It's pitch dark inside, and you can't see without one. If you're ready, let's go in. Help me push it from the left. So when I first read this, I didn't see the help me push it from the left part, and that was it. So you can't really get this dialogue back, unless you, of course, you leave the room. But I guess, you know, my dumb younger self wasn't smart enough to realize that this was able to be pushed. You're supposed to push it to the right like this. And when I did try it, I didn't really notice it, because you really got to hold it down for it to move out of the way. So I spent, you know, probably a good hour or more, you know, trying to figure out what the hell to do in here. I knew I had to go in here. I must have walked Zelda probably all around Hyrule by this time before I figured out that that's what I had to do, because it does look like a part of the background. And once again, you know, this goes back to figuring out, you know, these new game logics that they're putting in here. So, you know, something, for example, that looks like background isn't actually background. And case in point right here, like, it looks like it's part of this curtain here looks like it's part of the background, but, you know, it actually isn't. It's, you know, has a game mechanism built into it, and I'm not sure if this is even used in any puzzle in Zelda other than in this room, just to throw you off, and then, you know, you break these curtains, and then you think, well, maybe I gotta do something behind these curtains or something. So there's, you know, a lot going on here. Let's go through this door, though, if that's what we're supposed to do. And then, oh yeah, and then here, oh, that's right. And then I was trying to, you know, because you get your candle here, or your lamp, and I was throwing my lamp at or using my lamp. I don't have any magic to use my lamp. That's not good. I was using my lamp on that door. I was using everything on that door, you know, trying to figure out how to open that damn door. So many puzzles in here. It's, you know, a puzzle game. It's kind of, you know, a puzzle RPG game. Major puzzle based. I think, you know, N64, holy shit, this is a tough little room here. I'm getting raped. N64 brought back Zelda, and they really stayed true to it, and they brought back the puzzles and stuff. The puzzles was always, probably always my, you know, favorite part about these games. About the Zelda, you know, genre. Holy shit. Yeah, I should be using my magic to light things up. I am gonna die here, guys. Okay, I'm on high alert. Oh, great, and it gets harder. Maybe I can get some health somewhere? No, not from here. Oh. Maybe here? No. No! I need health. That was fucking close. Okay, I so do not want to die here, guys, because that would be shitty, and I'm not sure where to go. Wrong button, but save me. Okay, let's get back in here. Oh, I think I gotta kill every guy in this room, too. Let's quickly pull out the boomerang. This is intense here. I hate these damn rats. Oh no. Oh, I didn't have to kill everyone. Just one rat was holding it. Okay, I think I made it through here safely, but we'll find out. It's hard to commentate while you're getting raped. Oh, and this is where you see the bombs. I remember coming back in here. Well, I mean, what's in there? I can't remember what's in there, though. Can I just move through here? Oh, okay, actually I got a lot more health than I thought. And I guess this would be like the first spot in the game where you realize you could push a block too. I'm not sure if the first NES Zelda had those blocks, so that was a big learning part of the game right there. A little bit of teaching went on, which is good to have, you know, teaching like that, where you kind of learn how things are working. Okay, I gotta start. Fuck these animals. Just gonna pull that lever and get the hell out of here. Okay, and I remember being so excited when I got to here, because you think you saved Zelda. Okay, let's see what it kind of says here. We open the seal. You must not let the land of Hyrule fall into the hands of the wizard's clutches. I'm not gonna read this all. Okay, we're talking about the weapon. We're talking about the Master Sword. It is said to be in the at the village elder that is the descendant of the 7 wise men. Okay, yes, I do. Okay, so, and if we talk to him again, he goes, meet the elder of the village and get the Master Sword. So already you think, okay, you just saved Zelda and there's talk about getting the Master Sword already, you know, and if you played the last game, you kind of understand how Zelda is working. So there's so much trolls going on in here because you can't just get that Master Sword right away. So you just save Zelda and you think, you know, you beat the game, and or you know, very close to beating it, and now it's sending you on a mission to get this Master Sword. And if you look at your map, you could see that it's over here, you know, it's pointing you over there. So let's go down that way and go through the motions of this, because I don't believe you're supposed to go there yet, and if you do, I can't remember why you actually have to go there, but let's go that way, because you can actually access the next castle right at this point. Oh, I got my full health back. Oh, fortune tellers. This was another thing about these games, was these fortune tellers, okay? These fortune tellers, you come up and you talk to them and ask them to tell things, and I think some of them even charge you for, yeah, see, now I will take 15 rupees. Now he tells me. So he takes some of my money, and, you know, he doesn't tell me shit. And I remember spending a lot of time cutting a lot of grass, okay, coming out here, because you think, well, all this grass is out here to get money, and I'd go in and out, cut grass, and, you know, kept asking that guy to tell me my fortune. Just a troll in this game, doesn't do anything. And I think it was a money sink. A lot of games, they, you know, implement money sinks, but it's one of the first money sinks in a game that, you know, I know of, is these fortune tellers where, you know, they just steal your money just to get rid of it, and you don't even know that because, you know, you have no idea, you're figuring out these games for the first time. Such a troll. Eventually you realize not even to look at those guys, you end up hating those guys. If you played this, you know, at that time period, you know, totally hated those fuckers. Damn fortune tellers. Okay, so I believe it's pointing us to go into here, so let's just do that. And we'll talk to her. Okay, so we're talking about the Master Sword again, and she goes, well, I don't remember all the details exactly. What is she gonna say for us? Legends tell of many treasures that Hylia hid throughout the land. The Master Sword, a mighty blade forged against those with evil hearts, is one of them. People say that now it is sleeping deep in the forest, so she gives us a clue where this Master Sword is. It's in the forest. Okay, so we know it's in the forest, and now we think, okay, our mission is to go after this Master Sword. And, I think there's nothing in this room. I should have just went in from the other side. No. Nothing in this room. So, we know to go into the forest, and as we all know, okay, this forest is a troll forest, just like every forest in Zelda was, okay? Every forest in Zelda is a troll forest. The Lost Woods, okay, so this is like the Lost Woods in Zelda, A Link to the Past here. Totally a troll forest. As well as it's telling us to go back there and talk to her again, which I'm not sure why. I guess it comes in later in the game. It's been so long since I played this. But let's go to the troll forest. Actually, let's take a look at this hut too, since we're like right here. This is the house to be a hideout for a gang of thieves. I love that the thieves, present across many of the Zelda games, and you have their hideout here existing, back in even Zelda: A Link to the Past. The evolution of the thieves you're watching right here. Oh, and you can see a spot to bomb there. Oh, there's a puzzle here. Let's see if I can grab these, pull these out of the way. No. It's the easiest way to get in there. Probably this way. Nope, that won't work. I'll be blocking this off. I can't believe I just got trolled. Oh well, I did manage to get 2 of them. I'm not going to go back in to get the other 2. That's fine. I think you can't get all 4 of them in one shot anyways. So let's go into the troll forest, because that's what you're thinking you have to do at this point. Because you're told to get the Master Sword, and if you look here, it's like, oh, you come across this thing and you're like, can't get in there. Okay. Alright. You can later pick those up when you have a glove for it. Let's see, what's the name of the sign actually say? The Lost Woods. The way to the Lost Woods, it actually does say it. You gotta love the Lost Woods. The first game had the Lost Woods as well for NES, and it kind of looped you around. It just, if you went the wrong way, it would just keep on bringing you back, and it just kept on resetting you. And you don't realize that this is the same Lost Woods from the first Zelda that you became accustomed to. Oh, and these guys here. Those guys. These are the thieves. They steal your shit. I hate those guys. Okay, here's the first troll spot. Is you get to here and you think, oh shit, here's the Master Sword. It's the Master Sword, and it's like, no, it can't be. Too bad. So you end up going through this forest, looking at every sword, trying to pick up every sword, thinking maybe it's the Master Sword. But of course it's not. And it's totally trolling you. But eventually you come across this spot up here, and then you realize, this must be the Master Sword, and then you spend hours trying to figure out how to get this thing out. You cannot get it out. It doesn't come into play till like later in the game. It's such a troll, just one of the many trolls in Zelda. But you gotta love that about Zelda. It pushed you to examine every corner of the game. Everything you did in the game, was, just discovering every little thing. Not one thing in Zelda went unnoticed. You pretty much had to discover everything in order to conquer the game, as opposed to just like flying by them, which you can do in a lot of games now. Not in Zelda though. Not in these first ones at least. We got a mushroom. Mushrooms are awesome. The whole theme, with the mushrooms and the wizards and the witches and the fortune tellers, and you're in basically like an enchanted lost wood forest, very magical feeling going on. Awesome setting that's stayed true to a lot of the Zeldas as well, which I believe just the whole setting is one of the reasons why people enjoyed the Zelda games so much. Alright, so we realized we got trolled there hard. I did know that was gonna happen. Those crows there, they're in some of the other Zelda games. I love how they bring back the creatures. Let's go up here. See what's going on up here. There's some familiar characters. The tree cutters. I love these guys. They finally cut down the tree later in the game, I believe. What do they say here? Feels kind of strange as we cut it. What's in this hut? Oh, I guess this is just their cabin. I think the tree cutters were in a lot of the Zelda games too, or wood choppers, or whatever they are called. Let's go in through here. Maybe there's like a shortcut or something in here. Ooh, there's a heart. I guess this is an exit point, not an entrance. Definitely an exit point. So you got like, I think this top area up here would be like Goron City type of a thing. From like Ocarina of Time, from the N64 version. And of course, you know, this area would be like the Lost Woods. And we even have Zora's Domain at the bottom right. Let's zoom in on that. Zora's Domain at the bottom right, down here. So they brought back a lot of elements, and they might have even brought back a few more, like the desert area. Yeah, the desert over there. I'm not sure what this area is over here. Such a great game, guys, though. Holds dear in my heart. Will always hold true. No, it's just that special moment in your life that you'll never get back. That you'll never be able to relive. You know, you played it, you beat it, or you did what you did at the time, and you'll never get that enjoyment back. Oh shit. That's what I love about these games, is, you know, being able to live them at the time period that they were. And I'm sure like a lot of the new games, for like a lot of the new kids, they get that same feeling too. They're discovering games for themselves as well. But it's different. They have YouTube, they could figure the shit out, you know, they could cheat, they can get it. We didn't have that. We were lucky if, you know, one of your friends had a game guide and he was nice enough to let you borrow it or, you know, tell you a secret. Okay, so I only had like one friend that had like a game guide that, you know, gave tips about, you know, certain games, and it wasn't even this game, it was some other game, and he wouldn't even tell me what he learnt in those games. What a little asshole. Okay, it was such a secret little thing that was going on, the whole community behind it, they didn't want to share it. And, you know, you were stuck figuring this shit out for yourself. You were lucky if you had a good enough friend that would actually share tips with you that they learned out of a cheat game guide. Oh, what is this, a bee? Oh, the graves. This was a huge thing in, huge part of the game in the first Zelda as well. If you guys have been watching this video and you're still watching it, give me a like, guys. Hit the like button, and if you can, you know, subscribe, because it helps a lot, you know, to helps the channels grow. If you're already watching it, you know, hit that like button and stuff, and you know, check out my other videos. I think that wraps up this video. You know, I didn't want to do a whole let's play on this. This isn't what this series is meant to do. I'll be covering other videos and, you know, briefly kind of looking at them, and maybe I'll even do let's plays on some games as well.